Hey there. Listen, if you're watching this right now, it likely means you've just experienced a pretty stressful water damage emergency at your home. You just got off the phone with our dispatch team and your adrenaline is probably pumping. First of all, I need you to just take a deep breath. I completely validate exactly how you're feeling. It is incredibly overwhelming to literally watch water taking over your personal space. But I am also here to firmly assure you that expert help is actively on the way. This quick explainer is designed to be your step-by-step roadmap for exactly what is happening right this second and what to expect from us over the next few days. Okay, so let's dive right in. The cavalry from WTR Restoration has officially been dispatched and is currently en route to your house. Because of our 24/7 emergency response guarantee, we are going to be walking through your front door in less than 60 minutes. You absolutely do not have to tackle this disaster alone. But while you're waiting for our highly trained technicians to pull up, there are a few immediate and powering actions you can safely take right now to secure your property. Let's look at those. Section 1. What to do right now. These are your immediate safety steps. Remember, your safety always comes first, so please only do these if you can do so without putting yourself in any danger whatsoever. While it feels super intuitive to just start cleaning everything up, you really have to be careful. You should absolutely try to mop or use some heavy towels to soak up that excess standing water. The one major exception here is if the water is highly contaminated. If it's a Category 3 situation, like a sewer backup, do not touch it, period. Leave that hazardous material entirely to our team. On the flip side, do not, under any circumstances, try to use a standard household vacuum to suck up the water. No way. The extreme risk of electrocution is just not worth it. So the whole goal right now is just securing the environment. Step 1, if you know where it is and it's safe to get to, shut off that main water source to stop the bleeding, so to speak. Step 2, go ahead and shut off the electrical power to the affected rooms. That eliminates any further shock hazards. Step 3 is actually a pro tip that so many people miss. Move any items that can transfer color, like dyed area rugs, draperies, or bedding, completely off the wet carpets and floors. Wet dyes bleed incredibly fast, and they'll permanently stain the flooring underneath. And finally, step 4, pull out your phone and snap some quick photos and videos. Documenting the loss exactly as it looks right now is going to be incredibly valuable for your insurance claim later on. Moving right along to Section 2, our arrival and assessment, or as we like to call it, finding the hidden damage. You see, water is unbelievably sneaky. It doesn't just sit politely on the surface. It wicks right up your walls and seeps deep under floorboards. That's exactly why the very first thing we do when we walk in is a rigorous process called water mapping. This is a systematic walkthrough where our IICR-certified technicians trace the exact path the water traveled. We map out the full extent of the damage to make absolutely sure no hidden moisture is overlooked. This gives us the blueprint to build a customized, highly effective drawing plan specifically for your home. And to do this, we aren't just relying on our eyes, we're bringing in the heavy hitters. We use FLIR infrared thermal imaging cameras, which essentially give us X-ray vision. They pick up on minute temperature differences behind your drywall to reveal hidden moisture you can't even see. We also bring in penetrating and non-penetrating moisture meters to measure the exact saturation levels in your wood and concrete, hygrometers to test the humidity floating in the air, and borescopes so we can safely peek inside wall cavities and ductwork without having to tear down the whole wall just to take a look. Section 3, the water mitigation process. This is your roadmap to recovery, and I really want to explain why there's going to be some heavy equipment and, honestly, a bit of noise in your home over the next few days. There are 4 major phases of mitigation. Phase 1 is extraction, getting that bulk standing water out of the property as fast as humanly possible, using massive commercial-grade pumps and vacuums. Phase 2 is the tear-out, where we carefully remove any materials that simply cannot be saved. Phase 3 is the drying phase. This is where we set up specialized air movers and professional dehumidifiers to literally pull the remaining moisture right out of the structure. And finally, Phase 4 is antimicrobial treatment, deep cleaning and sanitizing the affected areas so your indoor air quality stays perfectly safe. Now, I want to pause right here and address a very common and frankly a pretty scary question we get all the time. When our techs tell you that your walls need to be opened up or your brand new carpet needs to be pulled back, it can definitely induce some panic. So why do we actually have to perform a tear out of things like drywall and insulation? Well, the science behind this is absolutely crucial to understand. Certain building materials are highly porous, meaning they act exactly like a giant sponge. Your drywall will rapidly wick moisture straight up into your wall cavities. Insulation, especially things like cellulose made from recycled paper, absorbs massive amounts of water and completely loses its insulating value. If we just leave it in there and do a bare minimum surface dry, all that hidden moisture stays trapped inside. And trapped moisture inside natural fibers, that becomes an absolute feast for mold spores. Which brings us to a very alarming number, 48 to 72 hours. That is the exact window of time it takes for mold to actively begin growing after a water intrusion. Even crystal clean water from a simple supply line leak can become fully contaminated with bacteria and mold growth within 2 to 3 days if you ignore it. This is exactly why our tear-out and professional drying processes have to be so aggressive. We aren't just drying your house, we're actively racing against the clock to prevent a massive secondary mold remediation project from turning your life upside down. Section 4. Handling your insurance claim. Because let's be real, we know that we take the burden off your shoulders. Recovering your home physically is really only half the battle, right? The other half is the massive administrative headache of paying for it. But here's the good news. Our experience works directly in your favor. We don't just fix the water damage. We actively advocate for you with your insurance company. We handle direct communication with the adjusters. We hand over that meticulous damage documentation, the floor thermal imaging photos, and the highly detailed water mapping reports we generated on day one. We leverage over 18 years of claims experience, including Level 3 expertise in Xactimate, which, by the way, is the exact pricing software your insurance adjuster is using. We do all of this to fight for you, ensuring you receive every ounce of coverage you're entitled to under your policy. As we always say in our core philosophy, we not only guide you through the complexities of water damage recovery, but also guarantee our work. You are dealing with an IICRC-certified company that sticks strictly to the absolute highest industry standards. And frankly, we do not consider the job done until your property is safely restored and your peace of mind is totally back intact. So the single biggest takeaway from this explainer is this. Take a deep breath. You've already completed the hardest step by making the call. The professionals are literally driving to your home right now. Just knock out those few immediate safety steps, if you can do them safely, and then sit tight. Are you ready for some peace of mind while we handle the rest? We will be ringing your doorbell in just a few minutes.